What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Mayweather Promotions CEO Leonard Ellerbe weighs in on undefeated 3-division world champion superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who is 26 wins, no losses, no draw, 24 big wins by way of knockout. He is 27 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. With that said, there's a lot of chatter and a lot of talk about what's next for the future of Gervonta Tank Davis, as Gervonta Tank Davis took to his social media to express his displeasure with how he's being promoted with Mayweather Promotions, founder and CEO Floyd Mayweather himself, legendary retired Hall of Fame iconic superstar boxer. He stated that his contract is up with Mayweather Promotions, thus the reason why they have him fighting an in-house fight against ROLLY Romero, who is 14 wins, no losses, no draw, 12 wins by way of knockout. And this is scheduled to take place May 28th, Brooklyn, New York, at the Barclays Center. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis, he's made it clear that he's not happy with the way he's being promoted. He let it be known that, his contract is up, and he's essentially letting it be known that he's planning to part ways, okay? He put up a picture of his own promotional company, GTD Promotions, Gervonta Tank Davis Promotions. He's responding to fans. The fans are saying that, Gervonta Tank Davis needs to part ways so he could get the big fights. His longtime trainer and mentor, Coach Calvin Ford, stated that, he's just simply growing up, coming into his own, becoming a man, and his situation is a lot like Floyd Mayweather's when Floyd Mayweather was parting ways with legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter Bob Arum, okay? So with that said, Gervonta Tank Davis may be heading out of Mayweather Promotions, he may be not. But Gervonta Tank Davis stated that, only reason I'm fighting this dude in ROLLY Romero, who's a clown, is because they're keeping these fights in-house for me. They got me fighting this dude because they know I'm on my way out. Well, obviously, that gained a lot of traction. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people, Gervonta Tank Davis is the ace fighter under Mayweather Promotions. Gervonta Tank Davis is a superstar, cash cow from junior welterweight on down. Okay, so obviously it's a big deal. He's a big deal. And so Chris MANNIX of DAZN is a telecast, is a boxing pundit, sports broadcaster, and he had a few people on his podcast, and Chris MANNIX was talking about Gervonta Tank Davis leaving, in which Chris MANNIX, he stated that, one of the biggest reasons is that, they haven't secured the big fights for Gervonta Tank Davis, okay? Again, this is what Coach Calvin Ford, he stated that that was part of the problem, is that Gervonta Tank Davis, he wanted to secure a fight and a showdown with two-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer, Vasil High-Tech Lomachenko, okay? He's been waiting to secure a fight of that magnitude, and it just hasn't happened. And Gervonta Tank Davis, well, he's simply not happy with that, okay? He's tired of the fights with the likes of Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who was a replacement for his original opponent, which was ROLLY Romero. So, that's a bit confusing, because Tank said the reason he's fighting Rolly is because his contract is up. Well, they scheduled him to fight ROLLY Romero for December 5th. Now, I don't know if it's a fight-by-fight basis or what it is, but he was scheduled to fight Rolly before he even fought Isaac Cruz. He ended up fighting Isaac Cruz, as Rolly had some serious allegations alleged against him and saw him pull from the fight. So with that said, Leonard Ellerbe didn't hold back. When Chris MANNIX and company, Dan Raphael, they were on Chris MANNIX's show, and they stated that, this is not surprising because Gervonta Tank Davis needs to be fighting better opposition. He can't be considered a pound-for-pound best fighter and a cash cow and a pay-per-view superstar if he's fighting the likes of the fighters that he's fighting. So Leonard Ellerbe clearly didn't take too kind to this, and Leonard Ellerbe, he let him know, right? He went all in. He said that, they don't know what it's like to obviously negotiate and try to secure big fights, and they don't know who they tried, the Mayweather business. And he stated he's tired of them disrespecting the Mayweather Promotions brand, the company. And he stated that you guys don't have no clue who we tried to secure fights with. We tried to get fights for Tank Davis. You have no clue. You should inquire and ask us about these things in these situations before jumping to your own conclusions. Now, obviously, that's easy for Leonard to say, because Leonard is the CEO. He is the matchmaker. He works with Floyd Mayweather hand in hand, right? He works with Gervonta Tank Davis hand in hand. He works with the business hand in hand. From the outside looking in, when it comes to boxing pundits, come to boxing fans, and when you have Gervonta Tank Davis expressing the displeasure that he's expressing, well, it looks like you guys are simply just not making the big fights, okay? And it looks like you are just choosing not to make the big fights. And we know that, Gervonta Tank Davis, most people would chomp at the bit. You would think that everybody wants to get in the ring with Gervonta Tank Davis. He's a superstar. He sold out the Staples Center in Los Angeles. He sold out the State Farm Arena in Atlanta. He's going to sell out the Barclays Center in Brooklyn for sure. He sells out in his hometown of Baltimore. That's a given. But he's just a massive draw, okay? And so people want to see Gervonta Tank Davis in there with the absolute best. Gervonta Tank Davis, he hinted at when a fan stated, well, at least you're the WBA mandatory challenger for the winner of the highly anticipated Undisputed showdown between Devin Haney and George Kambosos Jr. They're set to square off June 4th in the States, June 5th in Australia. And so Gervonta Tank Davis, he liked it. And he said at least he was offered the fight, right? Devin Haney was offered. So, it's like he's alluding to opportunity, right? At least they're getting a chance to have the opportunity to make the big fights, right? And, then he was asked, about him actually fighting that fight, the winner of the fight. And he said he's going to be on Demon Time with the winner, right? So it seems like Gervonta Tank Davis, he wants these big fights. He wants to secure these big fights. He wants these legacy fights. He's already making the big money. He's already a superstar. Now he wants to, solidify his legacy, and his brand is already, massive, right? And so he just wants to solidify in the ring. He wants to prove that he could beat the best. And his versatility, he fights from 130 to 140. So he's 3 different weight classes he's participating in and campaigning in, which should see him have tons and tons of options, right? Most recently, you had him going back and forth with Regis Rougarou Prograis, okay, former IBF junior welterweight world champion, superstar boxer. I don't think that Gervonta Tank Davis can any longer make 130. But I do think that he can make obviously 135. That's where he's campaigning at. He holds a WBA regular title and 140. So there's massive fights that can be made for Gervonta Tank Davis. But Leonard Ellerbe is saying that, it's very difficult, right? Leonard Ellerbe, he told me the same thing, right? That I didn't know what I was talking about when it came to, when Rolando Rolly Romero was pulled from the fight, and fans were calling for bigger name fighters to replace Rolando Rolly Romero, and they weren't, they wasn't compensated for that. He ended up fighting I see Pitbull Cruz, okay? So many people, many fans, they were complaining about that, and they were, they weren't happy with it, right? They're not satisfied. Gervonta Tank Davis fans are not satisfied with him fighting the level of opponents he's fighting, and clearly he's not satisfied with the level of opponents that he's fighting. So with that said, Leonard Ellerbe, he's not happy, and of course there's tension there. Floyd Mayweather, he stated that all things come to an end. Nothing lasts forever when it comes to Gervonta Tank Davis. And he said he wished the kid nothing but the best moving forward, and he felt like he did a good job with Gervonta Tank Davis in his career, okay? So Leonard Ellerbe said that this is an extremely, extremely tough fight for Gervonta Tank Davis, as he's supposed to, with Rolando Rolly Romero, and Gervonta Tank Davis needs to be focusing on Rolando "Rolly" Romero the task at hand, and anybody overlooking Rolando "Rolly" Romero is sadly making a massive mistake, because Rolando "Rolly" Romero is a very good fighter. He's a very tough fighter, and he's not to be overlooked. Well, you look at Rolando "Rolly" Romero, obviously he hasn't been in the ring with big fights, big names. He's had 14 fights, 12 wins by way of knockout. He's undefeated. He's 26, 5'8", with a 68-inch arm reach. And you look at his level of skill set, right? People pointing at Rolando "Rolly" Romero's skill set, okay? And he's just not the most skilled guy when you watch him fight, okay? He makes tons of mistakes. He just looks like he needs a lot more time to blossom, okay? Yes, he does have power. Yes, he is unorthodox, but you just look at his skill set, and this is something that everybody, all his peers, are saying, that Rolando "Rolly" Romero just is not a very skilled guy. That you get Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, most of these guys, they said that they feel like Rolando "Rolly" Romero is not a good fighter at all. Okay, in the words of them, they said he's trash. Okay, that's what Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney feel like, and obviously there's some tension between the two, but he seems to lack discipline, skill set, technique in the ring. Now, everybody's approach and everybody's style is different, so his skill set and his style and his approach is different than most people. But it just, when you parent him against a guy who's complete, as Gervonta Tank Davis is. Gervonta Tank Davis shows no weakness. Okay, Gervonta Tank Davis, he has a chin. He showed versatility. He showed that he could box on the outside, he could box on the inside, he could box lateral movement. He has power. Obviously, he's a southpaw. But he has a great jab. He puts combinations together well. He has great timing, great hand speed. He has great foot speed when he wants to. He's a complete package, right? He has a sturdy chin. You just never see Gervonta Tank Davis in a situation where you feel like he can't overcome it, okay? Because of his skill set, regardless if it's in the 6th round with Isaac Pitbull Cruz, when he breaks his left hand, his dominant hand in the fight, and yet he finds a way to just simply outbox Isaac Pitbull Cruz for 6 more rounds, okay? Shows the versatility, shows that he can make adjustments, shows the hand speed, the foot speed, the ring IQ. He's a complete package. And when you pair him with a guy like Rolando "Rolly" Romero, who's not very experienced, who makes tons of mistakes, particularly on the defensive end, it seems like a recipe for disaster, or a match made in heaven for Gervonta Tank Davis. So Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't believe that Rolly Romero is a good fighter at all. Most of their peers don't believe that Rolando "Rolly" Romero is a good fighter. And, obviously Leonard Ellerbe, Rolando "Rolly" Romero is a Mayweather Promotions fighter, so he has to say that Rolando "Rolly" Romero is a good fighter and a tough fighter. And, I respect everybody to step through those ropes, but I just think that he's tailor-made for Gervonta Tank Davis. But Leonard Ellerbe is not happy with Chris Mannix and how they represent and the perspective they have when it comes to Mayweather Promotions, and he lets them know. And he said that Rolando "Rolly" Romero is not to be overlooked, and Tank Davis better not be overlooking him and need to be focused himself. And oddly enough, you have Rolly saying that Tank is being set up, right? He said that Tank is trying to pull out the fight because he feels like Floyd Mayweather is setting him up. We'll talk about that later in the night when we go live. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all in one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.